All right, we are live on YouTube. Hello, everyone. Let's get going on Facebook as well. There we go. Facebook is live. YouTube is live. Hello, everyone. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. All right, let's get some posts going here. YouTube won't let me do it. Facebook will. Facebook. Insurance Exam Queen. Nope. I think I'm live on my own. I am. Get this fixed. So if you're joining me on YouTube, there you are. There's the chat. Let's go back. Get YouTube going too, or Facebook. If you're joining me on YouTube already, what I want you to do is post in the comments on what state you're studying in, which exam you're studying for. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post those in the comments. The only silly question is the one that you don't ask. So please ask away. There we go. Nice. Rod Farrell, Alabama Life. Nice. Joanne, Florida Adjusters. DKD, Texas Personal Lines, Property and Casualty. Nice. Jimmy 2 is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, studying for life. Nice. Let's get this going. There's the live. Cancel that. And then YouTube or Facebook will let me post all these links at once. YouTube, I'll have to post them as we get asked about them. Pin. There we go. Okay. So, any questions? Be happy to take your questions. The one that I just pinned to the top of the comments on YouTube is our Gold versus Platinum link. That'll help you understand the differences in the tiers of gold that we have and platinum. Remember that any of the tiers you pick, you get all the benefits from the tiers below it. Just the higher you go, the more resources you get access to. That link will let you see the difference, property and casualty and life and health in all the tiers, and let you purchase directly from there. If you're watching on YouTube, it's a number of links pinned to the top of the comments. Nice, H. Cooper, Georgia Life and Health. Welcome. Happy to help any of you. Just got to ask your questions. All right, Kel GZ. I'm taking the personal lines tomorrow. Very nervous. Okay, Kels, what I need you to do is trust yourself. Trust that you put in enough work studying and that you're smart and you're going to pass. You got this. It's coming for you. You got this. You're going to go in tomorrow and rock it. What I would want you to do, I'll post that video now on YouTube. So tomorrow morning, when you're eating your Wheaties, what I want you to do, let's see if it will let me reply specifically. No. Okay. So right now I'm posting into the comments on YouTube um, our pump to pass video. So tomorrow, get up, get a nice breakfast to put fuel on the brain for the day. And while you're watching that, or while you're eating, I want you to watch this pump to pass video. It's going to be Melissa walking you through a mindset meditation, reminding you how smart you are, reminding you how much work you put into this, what a wonderful career insurance is going to be, and that you got this pass coming for you. It is under the list of links. If you're watching on YouTube, that pump to pass video that I just talked about for the people watching on YouTube, it's already pinned to the top of your comments if you're watching on Facebook. YouTube limits the amount we can post in one giant post into the comments. So I just post them individually as people ask about them. Let's see. Georgia taking your can't remember anything you're studying, but can't remember. Do you have any strategies? So, Jimmy 2, what I want you to do is start handwriting your notes. And before you study every single study session, here's our about to study video. This is a video that we include in all of our study package tiers, but also it's one of our free videos on YouTube. There's a number of free videos we have on this YouTube channel that are free for you to access. The about to study video is one of them. So whether you have one of our paid packages or you're studying on your own and just watching some YouTube stuff, watch our about to study video every single time you go to study. It'll help push out the distractions from your outside world and help just harness in everything you need to learn and harness and keep in your brain while you're studying. Other big tips for that: handwrite your notes. Make yourself your own flashcards. If Melissa writes on a video, you write it. If Peter repeats himself on something, write it down. If you take a quiz and you miss a question, make a flashcard out of it. You got this. You're going to get there. KLG made 90% on the exams, but took readiness exam and only made. You made a 90% on the exam, but took your readiness exam and only made a 77. Are you saying you got 90% on quizzes and then took the final exam and only got a 77? Quizzes and the final exam aren't exactly the best to judge how you're going to do on the real exam, especially if you've taken the quizzes multiple times. We advise against that because you start to memorize the answers of that quiz and memorize the specific quiz. So you don't want to do that. Use those quizzes and practice exams as a way to figure out a map for what you need to go back and study. But don't just keep retaking that test because you end up just memorizing the answers and get a false understanding for what you're actually learning. Mind Mo Thinker. Hello there. Studying in Maryland, life and health. What should you focus on? So, if you're any of the states, we have the best thing to do is to get gold. Invest in yourself and at least get the gold package. The gold package videos are going to be the most tested topics and talked about in the easiest ways to remember, but still in the most detail. So with our lower tiers, such as silver, you're going to get some study tips. You're going to get some really nice content to focus on. But gold and bronze and silver are really for the people who have taken the test, missed it by a few points, or have been studying for months, just haven't had the nerve to take the test yet, but you're almost ready. You just need some polishing, or you need some polishing to get those last couple points. That's who bronze and silver are for. Anyone else who's just starting out or missed the pass by a significant amount and you want to know where to go, focus on gold. At least get gold. If you go gold plus live, or platinum, you just get more benefits than gold, but it's still all that. The base of all those packages and the platinum are the Gold Course series. That's how important they are. You just get more resources on top of those videos as you go higher through our tiers. But get and at least invest in gold. That'll get you the most, like I said, the most tested topics, easiest ways to remember. 77 is good. Passed after I got Melissa's gold package. It helped very much. Yes, Alicia. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, so happy you got your pass. Congratulations, Alicia. Kinley, just been studying. Haven't had much success with retaining. So, watch that about to study video. Watch the about to study video. Handwrite your notes. Make yourself flashcards. Invest in gold if you haven't yet. Oh, there we go on Facebook. Sandy from Michigan failed the test a few times now. Had the score exactly 3 times. Same score 3 times. 5 points away. Please help. The real exam is different from the quizzes. Yes, like I just said earlier, do not keep requizzing. You're going to memorize the quiz and not actually focus on learning the content. And then you're in trouble when you go take the real exam because you've memorized a quiz that you're not going to see the same questions. So use those quizzes to know what content to go back and study. Sandy, what I want you to do is try to think of what it is that's holding you back. Is it that you're afraid the job offer is going to go away that you're taking the test for? You said you have gold, health and life. I've watched all the videos like 3 times. So, what I want you to do, Sandy, go in, take your own notes. If Melissa writes, you write. Listen to those videos. Don't worry about over quizzing. Watch the videos, take notes, and watch the video again. You got this. Look at your score sheet from that. I don't care about the other times. Look at your score sheet from the most recent time. See which areas you missed the most amount of points in, and go back and watch those videos. Amber, you're studying in Texas. You said you have you wish you could afford the packages. So we do have a number of free resources. Amber, pinned to the top of the comments, I have a set of links posted, and one of those links is for our free resources that will help get you in the right direction. But make sure you watch our YouTube channel too. Like and subscribe the videos on our YouTube channel, Sandy, and that will really, or Amber, I'm sorry, will really help you out and polish out all the stuff you're learning from your pre-licensing course. That's just probably a lot of heavy reading. Kinley about to study exam FX. So Kells said exam FX really confused me because they ask a lot of questions and give at least 2 answers that are right. It really makes you think. You it's fine. I mean, they write the test to confuse you. The real exam is going to have the same kind of thing where, and this is why we tell you to read the question, take a breath, and then look at all 4 possible answers. There's going to be one that jumps out and sounds right, but more than likely, there's another answer there that is more correct. So that is the actual one they're going for. Kels, what I want you to do is if you don't have, I don't recall seeing it if you said you have it or not. So if you have our gold package, at the end of the video list, you'll see a video that's like test taking tips with Peter. Watch that video. He'll go over those tricky test questions and how to like pinpoint the right answer from the question you're kind of talking about. If you don't have our package, the test taking tips with Peter, just go onto YouTube and search Insurance Exam Queen Test with Peter, and it's going to be one of the first that come up. It's like an hour-long video. Peter does teach that still as a live class. So if you have our Gold Plus Live or Platinum, you can join it as a live class, or you can watch it on YouTube. But that will very much help you. What is okay? I want to sign up for the Gold Plus Adjuster course. Just started Adjuster Pro course. For adjusters, if I start Gold tomorrow, will it be okay to overlap the two courses? So you have Gold Plus. You want to do the Gold Plus. So we have Gold for adjuster and Platinum. Like we don't have a Gold Plus adjuster. The two that we have for adjusters are Adjusters Gold and Adjusters Platinum. And I'm not sure what Adjusters Pro is. What we recommend, like if you're doing your pre-licensing, state-approved pre-licensing course, to put a hold on that, then do all of our videos, and then you can finish clicking through and skimming through your state-approved course. I think. Hello, you work. Johnny says, you work in life insurance now, going for your health exam. I agree. I have quizzed average 80, 90 on the quizzes, but it didn't matter. Got a 66 on the last exam. This is my third time taking it. So good luck, Johnny. You got this. You're going to get there. Take some breaths. If you have to let out a cry and let some emotions out from missing those exams the last couple times you've taken it, it's fine. Do that. Let that emotion out. Let that worry off your shoulders. You got this. You're going to get there. Go back and use those quizzes and use your previous score sheets as a guide to tell you what to go back and study, not keep requizzing yourself. Amber says, been going on the channel for YouTube. You've heard its process of elimination. Yeah, so to go through the answers, if you know it, great. Select that right answer. But if it's one of those tricky questions where one of the answers sounds right, another answer sounds right, eliminate the answers that you know are wrong. Push those out and focus on the two that sound the most right and choose one of them. You can mark that question and go back to it at the end if you want to, but don't sit there afraid to answer because the answers aren't locked in as soon as you hit select and go to the next question. But on that same note, we don't like you to go back at the end and change answers. More than likely, your first answer is the right answer. Go with your gut, trust yourself. We've heard too many horror stories about people second guessing themselves, marking an answer because they were unsure of it, going back to it at the end and thinking, well, maybe I should change one of these just because I marked it for a reason, so I'm going to change it. And they change that answer, miss their test by 1 point, run out to the car and think, now I need to look that up, look up the question they were struggling with, and realize they had it right the first time and they changed it away. And now they missed their test by 1 point. So trust yourself. Don't end up being one of those stories. More than likely, that gut answer is the right answer. The only time we tell you that, hey, it's okay to change your mind and change your question is if while you're taking the test, another question gave away the answer to one you already struggled with. Heck yeah, go back and change it. Get those points. If you know they gave the answer away, go back and get that right answer. What is considered CE for property and casualty insurance? CE is continued education. So your license is only good for so long, and you have to get continuing education credits um, to keep that license active. So a number of sites offer it. Some like glass companies offer classes where you can like log into a website or actually go to the glass company office, like Auto Glass, and they'll teach classes. There's your insurance office might actually offer continuing education, or the company that you decide to work for may offer continuing education. But as long as you get those credits in, um, you'll be good. You'll and have that turned into the state, pay for your license renewal, and you're good to go on the next term. Adjuster Pro is a state course. Yeah. So I would you could if you've already started your Adjuster Pro, then put a pause on it, finish our course, all of our content, because the way Melissa and Peter are going to explain it, or you may hear me explain it in a live class, are better than just reading all that content in your state approved course. And then once you get through our videos, you can basically click through their content, pass their quizzes, pass their final exam, and get that credit for going through it, and then go sit for your exam. I'm not exactly sure which states, but very few states actually time you out and make, like, if it's a 2-hour credit, very few states make you sit on that video or on that module for a full 2 hours. If you can pass the quizzes and exam for that section, they give you credit for that section. But you got to make sure you get your CE in. But don't worry about CE right now. You got to pass the first test and get your license for the first time. So you've been using ChatGPT and felt it was helpful until you went on Prometric and got different questions. The company I'm looking to work with told you to take quiz over quiz and we'll pass. So, yeah, don't just over quiz. A lot of old school agents, even other YouTubers out there that teach insurance, will tell you, hey, the best way to do it is to keep taking quizzes until you get 100% on those quizzes, and then you'll know you're good to go take the exam. The problem with that is taking the same quiz over and over just makes you memorize the quiz that you're taking, because you see the same question written the same way with the same 4 answers. You don't even have to read 4 words into the question by the 5th time taking it to know what that question is and what answer they wanted, because they don't change up the answers on you and they don't change up how they write the question. So you've memorized the quiz. Now you're getting 100% on it, thinking, wow, I really learned this quick. And you go take the exam and the questions aren't written the same. And then you're like, what the heck? What did I think I studied the wrong thing. Well, it's because you didn't study. You memorized a practice quiz. So don't do that. On the words of, on the note of ChatGPT, ChatGPT can be great to help you study, but you need to make sure it understands what you're actually doing and what you need it for. So make sure it knows the state that you're studying in, which line of authority in insurance you're studying, and that you want it to give you exam world answers. There are answers that it may give you if you ask an insurance question that'll cover that, like gray, black and white, grayish, instead of black and white, like this is the answer, like they want for the exam. They'll do like a gray, hazy version where, well, technically that's not covered, but in this case it is, and this, and then this scenario, and like the real world kind of, not everything's so cut and dry. Sometimes there's gray areas with insurance on what's covered and what's not. So ChatGPT needs to know that you're studying and want exam answers, which state it is, what exam you're studying for. Be very specific in how you prompt it when you're studying to get the right outcome. So, best study method I recommend, Jackie, is to get gold. Let me see. Let me pull that link back up for you. Here's our gold package link. So this link here, Jackie, on YouTube, Facebook, it's already posted to the top of the comments. But this gold versus platinum link, Jackie, will walk you through what all of our different tiers of gold and platinum. So however much support you need, you go higher on that scale. Remember, each of those tiers have everything that's included in the lower tiers, the higher you go. So if you get gold, you're also going to get our bronze and silver package. If you get gold plus, you get all the gold videos, all the bronze, all the silver, and you get our state study guide and our quiz and exam package. If you go gold plus live, you get all the stuff I just talked about with with live classes and game nights. If you get platinum, you get all of that stuff, but you also get to text Melissa and I in a texting study group that's only for platinum students. But I recommend at least go gold. Our gold and platinum packages have a 90% first time pass rate and a 90% second time pass rate for anyone who needed to take it a second time. So definitely invest in yourself and get gold. You won't regret it. Uh, Paying for that and investing in yourself, because that's just less times you're going to pay later to keep retaking the exam. Once you're watching our videos, I highly recommend that you make handwritten notes. If Melissa writes something down, write it down. If Melissa repeats herself, write it down. If Peter repeats himself on a video or puts up a slide and talks about something on a slide, take notes, write it down. Make yourself handmade, homemade flashcards, handwritten, homemade flashcards. If you're taking a quiz and you miss a question, take note of that and make a flashcard for it. Don't just think, oh, okay, that was that quiz and forget about it. Make note of the ones you're missing. And then instead of retaking that quiz over and over and just memorizing the quiz, I want you to then look at the ones you made note of that you missed and go back and restudy those areas. Rewatch a video on that area. That's the best thing I can tell you to do instead of just retaking quizzes. Anyone else? Still have some people watching on Facebook. Got a number of people watching on YouTube. The only silly questions are the questions that you don't ask. So don't be shy. Go ahead and ask your questions and get the help you need. So, Kinley said, "What about someone who struggles with ADHD? What are the best methods for you?" So, there are what what you can do is look up your state testing provider and look up accommodation. So, if you have Prometric, look at Prometric site. If you're in a Pearson State or Pearson View, um, PSI, whichever your testing provider is for your state, look up on their site. It may kick you over to your state's insurance uh, department site, but however you need to do it, look up accommodations, and they do offer accommodations. Sometimes you can get a private testing room where it's just you and a monitor proctor that watches you take it in a private room instead of being in a room with cubicles. Or they, you can always take it at home too. Most states offer remote testing. I took both my PNC and my life and health at home. Um, well, I took the PNC in office in a private office at an insurance agency that I used to work at. Um, took my life and health from home, from this desk, and I really like the remote option. The scary thing with option is you need to have a completely clean desk space, and they got to be. You have to have a camera that can scan the room. They'll want to see the ceiling. They want to see your desktop. They want to see under your desk. They'll ask to see your hands and wrists. They want to see in your ears. Someone I just talked to the end of last month said they took a remote test, and the proctor asked them to like hold up their glasses and flip the glasses so they could see the lenses and make sure it wasn't like an AI pair of glasses. Um, if you're willing to go through all that, then I suggest doing it at home. But also, you need to make sure that you run the system check and test that, or make sure that your system can run the test software that before the day of the exam. Don't wait till the morning of to run those system checks and then find out that you can't you can't do it. Also, if you don't have the most quiet house, uh, there's a lot of kids running around that can't get out of the house. You may want to go to the testing center because the if the proctor that's watching your test, watch you take it, hears anything come over the microphone, they're not going to like that, and they'll tell you you need to have a quiet testing space. Um, but you need to, like I said, on that note, you also need a working webcam and a microphone on top of making sure your system's completely up to date. But if you're good with all that, I suggest taking it at home. But the testing center, I've had people tell me that they hated the stress of taking it at home and making sure all those boxes were checked. They wanted to take it at a testing center. But definitely look for um, accommodations. If you don't qualify for the accommodations because of your diagnosis or what you got going on, if they say you don't qualify, watch our videos, get gold, watch the About to Study video on YouTube, watch the Pump to Pass video the day of your test. But every single time you go to study, watch that About to Study video, take handwritten notes, wake up every morning, look in the mirror, tell yourself how smart you are, that you've been studying hard, and you got this, that you're going to pass. The more confident you are, the more you tell yourself that you're going to pass, and the more you manifest that pass for yourself, the faster it's going to happen. The more you let the stress off of your shoulders about maybe failing or possibly failing already. Let those fails go. Let those worries go. You got this. You're going to pass and have a wonderful career in insurance. I struggled with test anxiety my whole entire life. I had an individualized education plan, and through high school and college that gave me extra time on tests. I was allowed to go to a testing center on campus in college and take my exams in a private testing cubicle instead of taking it in the classroom. Like I understand your struggles. Um, but I trusted Melissa's process when I was doing the PNC and life and health and did that same exact thing I told you to do. Watch those about to study videos, take handwritten notes, tell yourself in the mirror every day that you're awesome, you're a rock star, you're going to pass. I walked in confident because I was telling myself that every day I go to study, and I did pass both my PNC and my life and health on the first try in a remote setting without accommodations. So you can get there too. I have faith in you. DKD, you said, what do you suggest to help make material stick in your head? I feel like I study, and then a few days later, I can't remember most of the information. So, to get that material to stick, handwrite your notes. Handwrite your notes. Handwrite your notes. Don't type your notes. Don't not take notes at all. Handwrite notes. If Melissa makes note of something, you write it down. If Peter's repeating himself on something, write it down. Make flashcards. So take a quiz. The questions you miss, make a flashcard for. Take note of the ones you're missing and go back and study those areas. Don't keep retaking the quiz because you're just going to remember and memorize that quiz, which isn't helpful. You actually need to learn the content and understand the content. So when they actually ask it a different way on the state exam, you're able to go back and say, oh, that's that. I understand this and get it instead of being scared because it's not being asked the same way. Absolutely. That is what we're here for. But if you haven't gotten gold yet or platinum, here's the link again on YouTube. On Facebook, it is pinned to the top of the comments. I highly, highly suggest you at least get gold. So if you're somebody that can sit there and watch our videos and just take your own notes and feel good about that, great. Gold is perfect for you. Gold is uh, at least 30 hours of video, even if you do life and health or PNC. Um, give or take a few hours. It's a little bit more than 30. So, depending on the line, but get gold. If you want the state study guide that's specific to your state and you want some extra quizzes and exams to practice with, I don't recommend you retake them multiple times, but we do offer some extra quizzes and exams that are extra from the ones that are built into the gold package. Get Gold Plus. If you want all of that, but want to jump on some live classes and live game nights, in addition to watching the Gold Core videos, go Gold Plus Live. If you want all of that with the ability to say, hey, I have a question. I don't want to wait for Steve to go live during the week to ask this question. I want it answered right now. You can join Platinum, get everything the Gold Plus Live and below has, but also be able to text Melissa and I in a texting study group that's for Platinum students only. But that Gold Plus, Gold versus Platinum link that is in the comments will show you a chart that re-explains all that. You can purchase the Life and Health or the Gold, or sorry, Life and Health or the PNC directly from there at any level. Another cool thing is, let's say, okay, maybe I just want the Gold Plus. So you purchase Gold Plus and you get the state study guide, you get those quizzes, you get the Gold Core videos, and you're thinking, you know what? I want to jump on one of those Kahoot games with Steve, or really want to take that live class that Melissa's teaching, but I didn't pay for Gold Plus Live, or I didn't pay for Platinum. Instead of having to go and pay the entire full price for that upgrade on the one that you think you should have went to, we don't ask you to do that. As long as your package that you bought is still active, all we ask you to do is pay the difference. So If you bought gold, it's $99. If you bought and you want to go up to platinum, you would just pay $200 because platinum is uh, $299. So you just pay the extra and you get to upgrade to platinum instead of having to pay the full price. So bronze is great, easy peasy. Bronze is really great for somebody who has been studying for a while now, but they just haven't had the guts to schedule their test. They've been studying hard. They just can't find the nerve to schedule their test and take it. And they just want that polishing and that boost of confidence. Or they've taken the exam and missed it by just a handful of points, and they need some polishing to get them those extra couple points. That's who bronze is perfect for. That's who we gear exactly. Bronze and silver, it's for those people. But if you're just starting out and you're really wanting some direction, at least go at least go gold. Any other questions out there? Let's see, who was that? Let me see. I put it there for some reason. I'm not seeing who asked about the free resources now, but I will say it again. Here we go. So if you really wish that you could get yourself gold, but don't have the money for it, and want to invest in yourself, but just the funds aren't there. I get it. So this is one of the links pinned to the top of the comments in Facebook. YouTube, I just put it into the chat, into the comments, but I put the link for gift gold. So tell one of your loved ones, hey, I really, Christmas is over now, so it was easier at Christmas time. But tell one of your loved ones, hey, I really want this to start my insurance career. I'm struggling with my test. There is this insurance program out there that teaches you how to pass the test. Would you be willing to gift it to me? So they can put their payment information in, put in your name and email, and you get enrolled in the package, even though they're the ones that paid for it. So it's like a gift card for the gold package. Essentially, they pay and we set you up with the account. So that's the site there. It's gifting gold. That's always an option too. And I've said a lot tonight about watching videos and taking notes and making yourself flashcards. Some people, I've heard a few times now, someone says, I haven't studied since I was in college or high school, or I haven't used flashcards since elementary school. How do you go about making flashcards? Actually, I teach a study skills and flashcard class on Wednesday nights directly after we take a little break after this live is over, at 7 Eastern, and at 7:30 I teach pretty much every Wednesday a flashcard study skills class. That class you can join if you're enrolled in at least Gold Plus Live or Platinum. That's one of the classes that you'll have access to in our, like I said, Gold Plus Live or Platinum. And I teach that class every Wednesday. So under that link where it says Gold versus Platinum, click on that and get yourself at least Gold Plus Live or Platinum, and you can join us on that class tonight. Any other questions? Everyone's been really active asking questions. This hour's gone fast. Sometimes it's a quiet hour. I'm having to beg people to ask questions. No. Talking about a quiet house, you might my mom just brought my kids home, so you may hear the kids starting to cry. They were with their Grammy tonight. Any other questions? Okay. Well, doesn't look like we have any more questions. So I'm going to go and get ready for our flashcard and study skills class. Want to wish everyone who's about to test all the loves, all the vibes with extra sprinkles on top since you're about to test. Big thing that a lot of the questions were about tonight is, how do I get the information to stick? Don't just keep requizzing. Actually use those quizzes as a roadmap to go back and study what you need to study. And then take handwritten notes while you're watching our videos. Invest in yourself. Get the gold. Gold has a 90% first time pass rate, 90% second time pass rate for those that didn't fall into that first 90%. If you're someone who needs a little bit more support and you want to be able to ask questions at any time, you want to join the live classes, do at least the Gold Plus Live to get the live classes, or do Platinum to be able to get into a texting study group with Melissa and I. The insurance exam queen herself, Melissa, and myself are all in that study group that's Platinum students only, and you can ask your questions at any time, and we answer it as soon as we can get to it. So definitely do Gold Plus Live or Platinum if you feel that you need that extra hand holding and that extra support. Hey, Bob. Nice job. You enrolled in the Queen's PNC. Great. And Uriah, your job is on the line. How do I get in? So, how do you get into what? How do you get into live classes? The Gold Plus Live and Platinum are both two different. This link here that link there will explain the prices for you and the different options for each of the tiers. If you do want to do the live class, you have to at least do Gold Plus Live or Platinum. Platinum's $299, I believe. Let's see. Oh, no, that didn't work. I think they changed on me. Let me. Here it is. Wish I would have caught that. So here's the link for Gold Plus Live or Gold Verse Live. And that is, so the Gold Plus Live is $199. That includes the Gold Core videos, the Bronze and Silver package, the Quiz and Exam bundle, the State Study Guide, live class access. If you want, for 100 days, if you want the all of that with the online tutoring support, where you get to enter into the Platinum study group with Melissa and I, that's $299. That's Platinum. Also, 100-day access. So classes vary from different times, different days, different times throughout the week, depending on the class. There's a class calendar that you'd pull up once you subscribe to the Gold Plus Live or Platinum. And my flashcard study skills class typically happens every Wednesday from 7:30 Eastern to about a little after 8:30, closer to 9 o'clock Eastern. But it all depends on how many people join the class and how long it takes to get through that content. But that typically happens every Wednesday for the study skills. But then there's other classes. We do live game nights, live game days during the day, and teach different insurance topics, both P&C and life and health, throughout the week. But even the Gold Plus Live has those Gold Core videos where you can watch them at any time, as many times as you want for the 100 days. But the live classes happen at different times. Any other questions? All right. Well, I want to wish everyone all the loves, all the vibes on passing your exams coming up. Extra sprinkles on top for the ones that are studying this week. Watch those videos, take handwritten notes, make yourself handmade, homemade flashcards. Watch the About to Study video. It'll help block out the rest of the world and let you really focus on what you need to study. On test day, watch that Pump to Pass video. It's great for boosting that, giving that final confidence boost before you go into your exam or before you log on to your exam in your remote setting. It's so helpful. Trust yourself. Not only do you have to study hard, but you have to start trusting yourself, telling yourself how smart you are, and that pass is coming. Don't let them holding a job over your head and threatening removing that job offer be what prevents you from passing. If they take that job, who cares? You're going to pass this test on your own time and have a wonderful career in insurance. That job that they're holding over your head is not the one job that's going to get you into the insurance industry. There's other jobs out there in insurance. So let them take their job. Don't let that be what prevents you from passing. Okay? Wish everyone all the loves, all the vibes. Get that Gold Plus Live or Platinum and I'll see you in class in about a half hour or in a future class. Can't wait to see everybody in class. See you later. Bye.